Hello, good morning, and happy Thursday. We are a new streaming network, WGSN-DB Going Solo Network Radio. Welcome to your Health Vibes with Elana. And I'm your host, Elana. What do you know? Today, my journey is to raise your heart, body, and soul vibes to the next level so you can transform your life today. And today, our topic is identity, the missing key to manifestation. And today we have my girl, my sister, the one, the only, Lori! Come on down, my queen. Yeah.
I love it. Thank you so much for having me. I just love being in your space. I love being in your energy, and the ability to contribute to your audience is just really fun. So thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for being here. I'll give a little shout out to my husband. He says, "What a beautiful morning. Thanks, Tony, for joining on in." Woo! Real fast, want to check a quick thing. I fell in love with Lori like 3 years ago when we were at a leadership day. And right away, I was just like, I need some Lori in my life. I know about you, but Lori, can you tell us a little bit about you, please?
I would love to. Well, currently I live in Eagle, Idaho. I have a couple of amazing kids. One lives here. He's married. He has my grandbaby. And then my daughter lives in Pennsylvania with her partner. And I have a couple bonus kids that are around. But that was the furthest. The reality that I live now is the furthest from what I thought was possible about 20 years ago. I had come from a place where life on the outside looked exactly the way that the world says that it should look. And that would make me happy. And inside, I consistently was trying to figure out how to leave this earth, but make it look like an accident so people didn't think that I was as crazy as I felt. And just through life's circumstances, I found myself what people would call just the bottom of the barrel and licking the gutter, if you will. And again, on the outside, nobody would have ever known. But inside, I was breaking. And that's when I would say I had my first awakening. And for me, it was like God coming in and going, "You're significant, you're important, you're here for a reason." And that took me on this beautiful trajectory. And I had different parts of my life where I woke up to all I knew of spirituality, which was church. And then I woke up again to more outside of church spirituality. And then I woke up again because then I had everything on the inside, but all my shit on the, can I say shit?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yes. All my shit on the outside disappeared. And so there I was, like, I traded one falsity for another falsity because we're 100% human and 100% spirit. And I couldn't bring those two together. And
can you say that?
About we are 100% human and 100% spirit. And when we bring those two together, that is magic. That is manifestation. That is. And that came to me about 4 years ago, that realization that there's a reality of the spiritual world and there's a reality of a physical world. And I didn't come here to only live the physical, and I didn't come here to be super spiritual. I came here to bring both together and actually manifest everything that I desire. And so that's where I get to live now, girl.
Oh, yes, queen. Yes. I love that so much. So, saying that this is kind of like new journey, what, you briefed on a little bit, but what was kind of like your childhood like to make you like, what would you tell little Lori today? And what are some skills like, just, with the generation, there's so much going on in the world. Maybe we could start at the lower, like younger generation and kind of excel up of, maybe some facts or things that you are feeling called to share with us.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing I would tell little Lori or somebody who's struggling is that nobody outside of me tried to condition me for the wrongness of me, but they
Mm,
did.
mm,
But they did, because I didn't fit in their mold. And
uh-huh.
everything they were trying to tell me was for me to have a happy life, right?
Mhm.
My
Yeah.
parents, religion, teachers, everybody was trying to condition me to have a happy life. What
Mhm.
they didn't realize was that was their happy life, not my happy life.
Ooh.
And to really tap into what brings your heart joy,
Mhm.
what makes you feel alive inside of you, regardless of what it looks like outside of you.
Ooh, I love that. Because I think so many times we're conditioned and, you think this is how it should be in society and something. So, with all this, sometimes we think like, this is what our parents are doing to us, or this is what doing this. What allows you to, we think that they're doing that, but then maybe having that compassion of that's all they know.
Yeah.
And like we put that on us, but they would maybe do it to everybody else. And that conditioning is not necessarily something personal, but how do we get out of that of like, well, you said this to me, it's like me, but realizing to maybe have some more compassion for those who don't even, maybe that's where they're only at.
Yeah. And it really starts with knowing who I am, right?
Mhm.
Which is the whole point of identity. Who am I? Because I can't actually forgive somebody else for being who they are
Mm.
unless I know who I am, because then otherwise that energy of identity is all meshed in, and there's a right and there's a wrong and there's a good and there's a bad, instead of, no, I'm in alignment with me and you're in alignment with you. And because I'm in alignment with me, I can honor whatever your alignment is. But I can't do that unless I can honor that for myself.
Ooh, I love that. Yeah, and also like how can you maybe help someone, with we're talking about manifestation and, the identity. Identity is such a thing. Maybe we could talk a little bit about it with when you're manifesting, or people think, am I doing it right? Or doing it wrong? Is there a right way? Wrong? Like we all get in our head and then we go down that. I'm like, oh, go down that spiral, like, woo, down that rabbit hole. Maybe we can lead into a little bit about talking about the identity of, manifestation and showing up.
Yeah, so there's three parts to manifestation. There's the law, which it doesn't matter who you are, it's always working. There's four stages of manifestation: intention, attention, imagination, sensation. Okay,
Ooh,
that's the law. It doesn't matter if you're aware of it or not, that is always happening. Then
yeah.
there's the biology of manifestation, which is based on our programmings, how our nervous system responds to outside stimuli. And
Mm,
that is the part where it becomes conditioning.
mhm.
And then knowing the law, knowing how it works biologically in my nervous system, which creates my frequency, and how it responds to my chemistry, right?
Mhm.
And then the third piece is actually the art of manifestation, which
Ooh,
is for you personally. And again, we are 100% human and 100% spirit. And some of us manifest more on the human side. Some
mm,
of us will manifest more on the spirit side. But if you don't understand how the law works or how the biology works, you can't actually create an art to do it for yourself, which
right.
is the beauty of understanding. And so often, manifestation teachers,
Mhm.
they're amazing and they're sharing their heart and they're planting seeds, but
Right.
a lot of them teach that it works. They don't
Mm,
how it works, and how, like you already said, it works different for all of us. And
yes.
what you need to do to manifest is going to be different than what I need to do to manifest, based on the law, the biology, and now we bring in the art of it. And that's where life really gets sexy and fun and
Ooh, yes.
orgasmic for real.
Yes. Maybe we could expand on that of a little bit of each section of talking about that, what someone can add, or, you could explain a little bit more on, dig a
Yeah.
little bit deeper.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So the first part, the law of manifestation. So we have to have an intention. And when I say intention, it's not like, oh, I have the intention that this thing is going to happen. It's simply what I desire.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing, you guys, we can be seeing that intention through fear or through freedom.
Ooh, say that again.
Freedom choice, right? We can see it through fear or through freedom. I don't want that. That's still your intention, what you don't want.
Ooh, boom.
Right? So then I set my attention, right?
Okay.
And this is, guys, where we get stuck. I don't want that. I don't want that. Well, what do you want? Well, I don't want that. Like, I love when I meet a new client and they're like, I want to fall in love. I'm like, great. Okay, tell me 5 things that you want about the person you want to be with. Yeah. Well, I don't want them to smoke. I don't want them to lie. Great, fantastic. Who have you been manifesting? Well, dudes that smoke and lie and drink. And I'm like, what? Because where is your intention and attention?
Right? So good. Yes.
So then our imagination is next. And guys, we can do this through fear. Oh, that guy, remember when he lied to me? We're playing it over in our imagination. And then guess what? The sensation is what starts happening in our body. And we feel deceived. We feel dirty because of the smoke. We feel all of those things, right? Which now transitions us into the second part of manifestation, which is the biology, which is that childhood conditioning, which creates the frequency of our nervous system, which in my programs or in our container, we talk about the saboteurs, the fear-based programming that communicates to my nervous system, fight or flight, or if I'm not functioning in fight or flight, I'm functioning in freedom to choose.
Ooh, right? Say that again. Freedom to what?
Choose. And so here's what I'm talking about. I don't want somebody who smokes. I don't want somebody who lies. I don't want somebody. Okay, cool. What do you want? In that moment that I wake up to the awareness that I'm focusing on what I don't want, I get to go, okay, I choose. Oh, well, what's the opposite of that? What do I want? I want somebody who doesn't smoke. I want somebody who doesn't lie. Oh, I want somebody who's truthful. Oh, and sometimes our nervous system goes, I don't even know what that looks like or feels like or whatever. Like, that's uncomfortable because guys, sometimes somebody might go, oh, you know what? Your hair is like all wackadoo. And we're like, hey, you're so rude. But somebody was being honest to you, but honesty doesn't necessarily is comfortable, right? And so when we think about, I want somebody who tells the truth, right? Now our soul is what we came to the planet to experience. Our nervous system is how we've been programmed. Our cognitive is where we choose. And now the goal of the biology of manifestation is to get those 3 things lined up, right?
Ooh, yes.
What I came to the planet for, what I choose, and how my programming will line up.
Oof.
Once I get that, now I can look at the art of it. And now this is where life really begins. And it just becomes more and more abundant because now I've trained myself to focus on what I don't want or what I want instead of being the old programming is what we don't want, right? It becomes this sifting process. Okay, now I know what I don't want. What do I want? Continuing to choose over here. What do I want? And now when that becomes, guys, we want to be on a hamster wheel. We want to be. We just don't want to be on the fear hamster wheel. We want to be on the manifestation of abundance hamster wheel. So now our abundant manifestation becomes the catalyst for more abundant manifestation.
Boom. That's awesome. So my sister popped on. Hi, Steffi.
Hey, Stephanie.
And she says, yes, it's so important to remember that we always have a choice. Every single day when we wake up, you choose what you want. You choose how you want your day to be. It sets your vibration. Boom, sister. Thank you.
Boom. Yeah. And if you are in a place that that's not your reality, is the truth that you still have choice? Yes, it is. But if that isn't true for you in this moment, because your saboteur programming is more powerful than your ability to choose, the awareness of knowing that is everything, because now you know what to do about it. But that very much is the goal.
Can you talk a little bit more about the saboteur? Like, I got to actually experience that with you during leadership, and it was really incredible and eye-opening. Can you maybe share a little bit more about that and kind of dig into that a little bit? Because that was extremely interesting.
Yeah. So, okay, I will give you a prime example of if you grow up in a house where, say, you have church clothes, you have play clothes, and you have school clothes. That's how I grew up. So if I was ever wanting to wear my play clothes to school, I got in trouble because that wasn't right. Right. And if I didn't take off my church clothes as soon as I came home, then there was a scolding. Right. So inside my sweet little body and my nervous system was, I want to be loved by my parents. I want to be accepted. I want to do the right thing. I want to be right. Mm-hmm. So now what I wear becomes the indicator of if I feel right or wrong. Ooh. Okay. Mm-hmm. So now my saboteurs will always make sure that I feel loved, I feel accepted, I feel included. So now if I wear something outside of that programming, my saboteurs wake up and they go, change your clothes. Are you going out looking like that? You look awful. You shouldn't go out in your play clothes. You're going to a polka dot meeting. You're going to a professional meeting. You should wear different clothes. So now guess what my nervous system is doing? Because if I'm like, I feel really comfortable in a pair of like nice jeans and a casual top. Okay, that's how I feel comfortable. My soul feels comfortable in that, right? But mm-hmm. I've been programmed that I have to wear something. I have to wear a business suit to a business meeting. Now I'm not in alignment. But my saboteurs are so trying to keep me safe mm-hmm. and keep me in a place where I'm loved and accepted. Ooh. And so, but now I'm fighting with my soul. Ooh. And my saboteurs, the programming will always win from the perspective of either I will change my clothes and be uncomfortable in what I'm wearing, or I won't change my clothes and feel the guilt and shame of not wearing the right clothes.
Ooh.
And that's a biological issue, you guys. We can't think ourselves out of that. We have to deal with it from a biological perspective. And this is where that whole human and spirit, right? My mindset is actually on my spirit side. My sensation, which is, remember, the fourth step of manifestation, my sensation, I have to address from my physical body.
Ooh, wow. Now, when someone's going through this and your nervous system's off and we're trying to make these decisions, is there any little key things that you could tell someone to really like surface back and come be in the present? Because, you know, when we're having these thoughts and then our nervous system gets out, and how do you regulate that? Because sometimes we may not be able to make the right choice because we're like all over the place and here, and is it, what's this and what's that? And, you know, so on and so forth. So, yeah, if you could kind of maybe expand a little bit on that for us.
Yeah. So, first of all, I love what you said. We can't make the right choice. But guys, when we are in our saboteurs, we'll never make the soul choice. Mm-hmm. We'll always choose the program choice because that's just the law, right? If I'm a farmer, I farm, mm-hmm. right? But if I farm, I don't necessarily have to be a farmer, right? And that's the difference. But
ooh, yeah.
if you guys are willing to do a little just 2-minute thing, I'll show you the difference between being in my body, which is still on the spirit side,
right,
or of my body. Because you guys, I spent about 12 years being in my body trying to manifest, and it didn't work. We have to be of our body, which means we have to bring in that sensation, right? Ooh, so if you would just close your eyes.
All right.
Let go of all of the thoughts that you have and focus instead on your physical body.
Okay.
Feel the weight of your body on your seat. Feel the weight of your feet on the floor. Notice the temperature of the air flowing in and out of your nostrils. Now give all of your attention to your hands. And I want you to rub slowly your hands together, fingertip to fingertip, down to the palm, focusing only on what it feels like on your body. Take a deep breath. Notice the rising and the falling of your chest or your stomach. And guys, just in that, 90 seconds, 2 minutes, you actually started starving the saboteur, because this is the biology of it. You started starving the saboteur, and by law, your neurons started moving more through your prefrontal cortex, which is that space of choice, than your fight or flight. We calmed the nervous system, not because we were trying to calm our nervous system, right? Because if we're trying to do something, we're not doing it.
Yeah.
But by focusing on the physical touch, it brings us of our body. It brings our spirit and our human body into one space.
Ooh, I love that you say that it brings them together in one space. I really like, for 1 second, I was like, woo, you feel like floaty and like touch and really like, I think love language too. Touch is my big thing. My sister said great exercise. And also, thank you, sister, for trying. She said it's essentially reframed to focus on what you want versus what you don't want.
Right. Absolutely. And it's harder than it seems, but yes, it really is that simple, but not that easy.
Right. And why do you think it's, we think like it's just going to snap her finger, abracadabra, and it's there, and I think we need to be more present. So what are some ways that people can, maybe you have some other little nuggets, but what are some things that people can work with you? There's all these great things and nuggets, happening. What are some programs you have going on? What are some things like, I love you, I want people to work with you too. And, so can you tell us what you have going on?
Yeah. So one of the ways that we start people out is we bring them into a 40-day, it's called Manifest with Certainty. And we hit all of those aspects of, one, learning the law, how it works, and then reprogramming the nervous system, so the biology of it. And then we really get intent on what you really want, because again, there's two things that happen with either I'm focusing on what I don't want, or sometimes once I shift that to what I want, I don't realize that what I want is actually what somebody else told me I should want. So it's really getting deep inside of us. And this is that identity piece. Who am I and who did I come to the planet? So then we hit that. But that's our 40-day that just goes through all of it. At the end of 40 days, you can definitely go and continue to practice. But we have this beautiful container that we do ongoing coaching where you just keep getting a reminder. We also just have a Facebook group where I do a training each week where you get some nuggets. If the 40-day coaching isn't your jam, but you just want some of this goodness with some training, we have a Facebook group that's kind of where we just bring in people to be in our community and feel that. And I love the vibe, right?
Yes. Yeah. It's all about your vibe, and it's not changing you. It's the energy you bring in. And I think so many times, it's like talking about identity, and my identity is this because this is how I was supposed to be. And my identity is my name and is this and is that. And I'm associated to here. And, identity is how you make it. How do you want to identify, not how they want to identify. So is there any few more little nuggets that you could give? We have about 5-ish more minutes to go, but I would love if you have anything else you would love to share. You always have just beautiful things and nuggets, and I would just love some more Lori time.
Okay, I would love to share where I would start anyone with this, who am I really? Because when we really, really get deep into identity, your identity is love. Your identity is creation, creator, right? Everything other than creator, because we all share the same identity. It's creator. Everything else is a role. Ooh. And when we start to actually detach, because if I try to change my identity, I can't, because it is the isness that never changes.
Right.
But if I separate my role is a woman, my role as a woman with a vagina, my role as a daughter, a wife, my role as Lori. When I even look at my role as Lori and I go, okay, that's still a role, right? If my arms got cut off, I'd still be me. If I cut off my hair, I'd still be me. If I had an operation to do anything with my body, I'm still me.
Right.
What is that me? Well, I like to speak and I like to teach and I like to, okay, but if I'm not doing that, what am I? Ooh. I'm still me. If I'm being loud, if I'm encouraging, if I'm not doing all that, can I tap into the actual identity of me? So really start focusing on what are all the roles that I play that I've thought were my identity. Right. Because I can change roles like I can change my clothes.
Yeah.
And when we actually detach from there, now, and the integration is because on the human side, I could be a million roles.
Yeah.
On my identity side, I'm love. I'm power. I am the creator. That is my identity. And now when we bring identity into role, now if I'm talking to you, I can feel good. If I'm not talking to you, I can feel good. But if I think that my role in talking to you is my identity, if I'm not talking to you, I can't be as happy as I was if I'm talking to you.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Boom. Like that. Yeah. That's because I don't think we think like that, I mean, not like that, and everybody needs to think the same way, but I think it's just relearning the process and like kind of learning the words we're using, and how you want to show up. It's what you're saying and putting out there.
Yeah.
No, this is so great. Also everybody, we will be having Lori come back because we have some other great topics that we want to explore and share and grow with. So I just wanted to thank you so much. Is there anything else that you would like to leave? Or one last quote from Lori, one last special thing? I love all your stuff. So what's a little nugget you want to leave us with?
If you take nothing away from this except for this one thing, I could die a happy person. There's nothing wrong with you. There's absolutely nothing wrong with you. This is a discovering of who you came to the planet, and we have to sift. There's nothing wrong with you. There's never been anything wrong with you. There will never be anything wrong with you. You are loved. You are accepted. You are creation itself, and you get to choose what you birth on this planet. You choose.
I love that. I just got the chills, everybody. The chills. Ooh. Well, thank you, Lori. I just love and adore you. I love how you show up. I love who you are. I love your hugs. And I can't wait to cheerlead with you in October and get to squeeze you again. But everybody, please reach out to Lori. She's incredible and life-changing. Thank you for being here, everybody. I'm Elana with your Health Vibes with Elana show. And you can email me at ef11ca@gmail.com. My website is yourhealthvibes.com. And you can join me Thursdays bi-weekly, 12 p.m. Eastern and 9 a.m. Pacific to begin raising your vibration, heart, body, mind, and soul. We are the new streaming network, WGSN-DB, Going Solo Network Radio. Thank you for being here, and we will see you again soon. Bye for now.